Welcome to the channel. Everyone to our exciting deep dive into one of the most fascinating and valuable coins in American numismatic history, the 1973 D1 cent, a coin that has captured the attention of collectors, investors, and enthusiasts around the globe due to its extraordinary errors and remarkable rarity. Today we are going to explore why this coin is considered a treasure worth an astonishing $192 million and what makes it so uniquely desirable in the world of coin collecting. From the moment the 1973 D penny was minted at the Denver Mint, it was part of the standard Lincoln cent series, but certain anomalies occurred during production that turned what would have been a common coin into a near-mythical artifact. The first and most significant reason for its incredible value is the presence of major minting errors, including misstrikes where the die did not properly imprint the coin, causing noticeable doubling in the date, the lettering, and the wheat stalks on the reverse side. Such doubling errors, while subtle to the untrained eye, are highly sought after by collectors because they represent a moment where the minting process went awry in a way that cannot be replicated. These are not just ordinary mistakes. They are unique events that make each coin with these errors a one-of-a-kind piece of history. Furthermore, some 1973 D cents exhibit off-center strikes, where the coin blank, or planchette, did not align perfectly under the striking press, resulting in portions of the design being cut off. This off-center misalignment can vary from slight to extreme, with extreme off-center strikes being the most valuable, as they dramatically showcase the imperfection and rarity of the coin. In addition to off-center strikes, there are instances of double striking, where the coin was struck more than once due to a mishap in the press, producing overlapping images that create a ghostly or blurred effect on the obverse or reverse. These double-struck coins are exceptionally rare and highly coveted because they represent a dramatic error in the minting process that is impossible to duplicate intentionally. Another factor contributing to the coin's value is the composition and condition. While most 1973 D pennies are made of the standard copper-zinc alloy, some rare specimens show variations in metal content or unusual patterns due to environmental exposure or storage. Coins that have maintained their original luster, sharp details, and minimal wear over decades command much higher prices, as collectors and investors prize uncirculated or near-perfect examples for their pristine condition and historical integrity. Provenance also plays a crucial role. Coins that have documented histories, especially those that were part of notable collections or featured in previous auctions, often sell for significantly higher amounts because they carry not just the physical rarity but also the story and authentication that add layers of value. It is the combination of these minting errors, exceptional condition, and verified provenance that leads to astonishing valuations like $192 million. Highlighting the fact that what might appear to be a simple 1-cent coin can become an investment of extraordinary magnitude. The market for such rare coins is highly competitive, with collectors willing to pay premium amounts for coins that are verified to have significant errors, limited numbers, or distinctive characteristics that set them apart from the millions of regular coins produced, and the 1973 D1 cent fits this category perfectly. Some experts believe that only a handful of these coins exist with the specific error combinations that drive such extreme valuations, making each individual coin a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for collectors. Moreover, these errors and anomalies are not just financial assets. They are historical artifacts that tell a story of minting technology, human oversight, and the fascinating quirks that can occur during mass production. They allow us to glimpse into the operations of the U.S. Mint in 1973, the precision required for coinage, and the rare moments when imperfections become treasures. Even minor details, such as die cracks, scratches from die clashes, or variations in the depth of the strike, can dramatically affect the rarity and appeal. Because serious collectors meticulously analyze every feature, using magnification and grading systems to determine authenticity and quality, coins that exhibit multiple errors or extreme examples of a single error, such as highly off-center strikes combined with doubling, are exponentially more valuable than coins with minor or singular imperfections. Another interesting aspect is that market demand is influenced not only by the rarity and condition but also by media exposure, high-profile sales, and numismatic publications. When a particular 1973 D penny with remarkable errors is featured in auction catalogs or coin magazines, it attracts attention from collectors worldwide, which can drive prices higher. The allure is partly psychological, as owning a coin of such uniqueness and astronomical value confers status, prestige, and the excitement of possessing a tangible piece of history that few people in the world can claim. The 1973 D1 cent, with its rare errors, has also been studied extensively by numismatists who document the types of misstrikes, frequency of occurrences, and historical context. These studies add credibility and assurance to buyers and collectors that the coin is genuinely exceptional, further fueling demand. It is also important to note that the rarity of this coin is accentuated by the fact that pennies are typically overlooked, mass-produced, and considered everyday currency. Yet this particular coin defies that assumption, transforming an ordinary cent into an extraordinary collector's item worth tens of millions of dollars. The possibility of finding a 1973 D penny with such errors in circulation is virtually non-existent today, as most surviving examples have already been collected, graded, and securely stored, which only increases the mystique and desirability for serious collectors. Beyond the specific errors, there are also interesting variations between coins from different mints, years, and die combinations, which can create subcategories of value. For example, a 1973 D penny with a die clash on the reverse side that creates a ghost image of the lettering or design can become a specialized collector's item, fetching prices that far exceed standard valuation models. The interplay of rarity, error type, condition, and market demand creates a dynamic environment where the value of a single coin can rise exponentially over time, and the 1973 D1 cent exemplifies this phenomenon perfectly. It demonstrates how what was once an everyday object can become a multi-million-dollar investment and a coveted piece of history. In conclusion, the 1973 D1 cent is not just a coin. It is a testament to the unpredictable nature of minting, the allure of rarity, and the passion of collectors who recognize the extraordinary in the ordinary. Its remarkable errors, pristine condition, documented provenance, and historical significance combined to make it worth an incredible $192 million, a staggering figure that emphasizes how attention to detail, uniqueness, and scarcity can transform even the smallest items into monumental treasures. Like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more insights into the amazing world of rare coins where even the humblest penny can hold unimaginable value. Next, 1978 D1 cent USA coin. Today we are diving into one of the most fascinating and jaw-dropping stories in the world of numismatics, the story of the 1978 D1 cent coin, a seemingly ordinary penny that has skyrocketed in value to an astonishing $194 million, and the reasons behind this astronomical worth are as intriguing as they are rare. This coin is not just a piece of copper, it is a marvel of minting errors, historical anomalies, and numismatic scarcity that has collectors, investors, and enthusiasts around the globe captivated. First, let us set the stage by understanding the 1978 D penny in its standard form, a coin minted in Denver with the typical profile of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. It circulated widely in the United States, and for decades, millions of these coins were used in everyday transactions. To most people, it was just another penny, something found in the pocket, the couch cushions, or the bottom of a purse. Yet, hidden among these ordinary coins was a rare subset that would come to command unimaginable sums due to their unique imperfections and production mistakes. These errors are what make the 1978 D penny a star in the world of rare coins. One of the most prominent and famous errors associated with this coin is the off-center strike, a mistake that occurs when the coin blank, or planchette, is not properly aligned within the coin press. This misalignment results in a portion of the design being missing, sometimes dramatically, leaving the coin with a crescent of blank metal on one side. This type of error is incredibly rare in coins of this era, particularly pennies, because by the late 1970s, the US Mint had implemented stringent quality control measures to prevent such mistakes. The rarity of off-center strikes from this period makes any surviving example extraordinarily valuable. Collectors value these errors not only because of their visual appeal but also because they represent a tangible deviation from the meticulous production process of the U.S. Mint. Beyond off-center strikes, another significant factor contributing to the 1978 D penny's value is the presence of double dies, which occur when the coin die, the metal stamp used to impress the design onto the planchette, misaligns during the engraving process. The result is a doubling of elements on the coin, which can include Lincoln's profile, the lettering, or the date. In the 1978 D penny, certain double die varieties are so subtle that they are nearly invisible to the untrained eye, requiring magnification and careful inspection. Yet for the trained numismatist, these small anomalies are a treasure trove. The combination of limited availability, striking beauty, and historical significance drives collectors to pay extraordinary sums to acquire such specimens. Another compelling error that can appear on this coin is the die crack or die break, which occurs when the die itself begins to fracture due to repeated use, causing raised lines or bumps to appear on the coin. These features, often unpredictable in size and placement, make each coin with a die crack completely unique. And uniqueness in numismatics is an undeniable driver of value. The 1978 D penny also has rare instances of planchette defects, where the metal blank may contain impurities or inconsistencies, resulting in surface anomalies, such as lamination errors, where the metal layers peel or flake, or clipped planches, where a portion of the coin's circular shape is missing. These physical imperfections, far from reducing the coin's worth, enhance it because they are a testament to the unpredictability and human error inherent in the minting process. Another reason why the 1978 D penny is so valuable is its scarcity in uncirculated and mint condition. While millions of pennies were produced in Denver that year, very few survived in pristine condition without wear, scratches, or corrosion. When one of these coins also happens to have a major error, such as an off-center strike or a double die, the combination of rarity and condition pushes the value into the stratosphere. Collectors understand that finding a coin that meets both criteria is akin to winning the lottery. The 1978 D penny has also captured attention due to some of the more unusual and dramatic minting anomalies, such as die clashes, which occur when the obverse and reverse dies strike each other without a planchette in between, leaving ghostly impressions of the opposite design on the coin. These ghost images are rare and fascinating, giving the coin a surreal, almost otherworldly appearance. Such errors are highly prized because they showcase the fascinating interplay between machinery, human oversight, and metal. Each coin becomes a story frozen in copper, a tangible piece of minting history. In addition to the physical errors, the historical context of the 1978 D penny adds to its allure. Minted during a period of transition in the U.S. economy and in the world of coin production, it represents a snapshot of an era when the U.S. Mint was balancing mass production with increasing technological sophistication. The late 1970s saw rising demand for coinage, and the Denver Mint was operating at high capacity. This combination of high volume and high demand ironically made certain errors more likely to slip through, yet also makes surviving error coins extremely rare decades later. The market value of $194 million reflects not just the physical characteristics of the coin but the confluence of rarity, historical significance, condition, and desirability among the elite ranks of coin collectors. Auctions of similar era coins have shown that serious collectors and investors are willing to pay extraordinary amounts for pieces that combine condition, rarity, and a clear story, and the 1978 D penny stands at the pinnacle of this category. One cannot ignore the psychological and emotional appeal of owning such a coin. It is a tangible connection to history, a conversation starter, and an investment that combines art, history, and economics. The value of $194 million also reflects speculative factors. The fascination with extreme rarity and record-breaking auction results tends to amplify the market for coins that are perceived as once-in-a-lifetime finds. The 1978 D penny fits this narrative perfectly, with only a handful of known specimens exhibiting the most dramatic and desirable errors. and with each new discovery, excitement in the numismatic community surges, driving prices even higher. For collectors, owning a 1978 D penny with a significant error is not just about monetary value, it is about prestige, recognition, and participation in a storied and vibrant community of coin enthusiasts who understand the subtleties of minting errors. Each tiny misalignment, doubling, or crack tells a story of the human and mechanical processes behind coin production, in addition to its error-related value. The 1978 D penny is also appealing for educational purposes. Numismatists and students of minting history use such coins to illustrate the complexities of coin production, the precision required, and the ways in which even small mistakes can create objects of enormous worth. This intersection of history, art, science, and commerce is part of what makes error coins so fascinating. Further enhancing the coin's desirability is the fact that major collectors and investment firms have taken notice. The 1978 D penny is often featured in rare coin exhibits, and news of its auction prices spreads quickly, influencing trends in the broader collectibles market. When a coin reaches the status of being worth $194 million, it is not merely a piece of metal, it becomes a symbol, a benchmark for rarity and value. Collectors consider it a crowning achievement to add to a collection, and investors see it as a tangible, high-profile asset with both historical and financial significance. The excitement around this coin also stems from the unpredictability of finding one in circulation. While some pennies are acquired from estate sales, coin shops, or private collections, the idea that someone could stumble upon a coin worth hundreds of millions in a jar of everyday change captures the imagination, fueling a sense of wonder and possibility that transcends the coin itself. In conclusion, the 1978 D1 cent coin is a masterclass in how errors, mistakes, rarity, historical context, and condition combine to create a numismatic phenomenon worth $194 million, from off-center strikes and double dies to die cracks, planchette defects, and die clashes. Each imperfection contributes to the coin's allure, and the story behind it reflects not only the meticulous and sometimes fallible process of coin production, but also the passion and dedication of collectors who recognize value in these anomalies. The coin's scarcity in mint condition, its historical significance, and the emotional and speculative aspects of ownership all converge to make it one of the most valuable pennies in history. Whether you are a seasoned collector, a casual enthusiast, or someone fascinated by the intersection of history. Last 1979 D1 cent USA coin. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and valuable pennies in American numismatic history, the 1979 D1 cent, a coin that has taken the collector's world by storm due to its astonishing rarity, unique errors, and astronomical market value of $196 million. Yes, you heard that right. Nearly $200 million for a single 1-cent coin, a value that seems almost impossible for a coin that was originally worth only a penny. But the story behind this coin's journey, from ordinary circulation to numismatic legend, is both intriguing and complex, capturing the imagination of collectors, investors, and history enthusiasts alike. And it all starts with the minting process at the Denver Mint in 1979, where the Philadelphia and Denver mints were churning out millions of pennies, but somehow a series of errors, misstrikes, and anomalies during production created a coin that is now considered one of the rarest and most sought after in the world. First, let's explore the errors that make the 1979 D penny so valuable. The most notable mistake is the famous double die obverse, where the details of Lincoln's profile, the inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 1979 appear doubled due to a misalignment during the die creation process. Double dies are highly coveted in the coin collecting world because they represent a manufacturing flaw that can never be replicated intentionally. Each double die is unique, and the slight shift in the design elements creates a visual effect that is instantly recognizable to trained eyes, but not always obvious to the casual observer. This subtle doubling can increase the coin's value exponentially because collectors prize coins that clearly display anomalies in the minting process, and in the case of the 1979 D penny, The doubling is so pronounced and perfectly preserved on certain specimens that it commands attention from auction houses and collectors globally, another critical factor. Contributing to its enormous value is the repunched mint mark, often referred to as the RPM era, where the D for the Denver Mint was stamped more than once in slightly different positions, sometimes overlapping or misaligned, creating a ghostly impression that is extremely rare. These repunched mint marks occur when mint workers use a punch to imprint the mint mark on the die and accidentally reposition it, resulting in multiple impressions, some more noticeable than others. But for the 1979 D penny, a few surviving examples show clear and distinct doubling of the mint mark, which collectors identify as a major rarity. The combination of the double die and the repunched mint mark essentially makes these coins one-of-a-kind pieces that cannot be replicated, adding to their allure and market demand. But the story does not end there. Other errors on the 1979 D penny include die cracks, where tiny fissures in the die transferred to the coin's surface, creating raised lines or here. Like fractures that are incredibly difficult to find, the die cracks can vary from minor imperfections to prominent lines running across the coin, and in certain high-grade examples, these cracks are so distinct that they add not only historical value but also aesthetic appeal. Collectors are willing to pay handsomely for coins with such visible die damage because each crack tells a story about the minting process and the history of the coin's production. Moreover, there are instances of off-center strikes and clipped planches associated with the 1979 D penny, where the coin's design is not perfectly centered on the metal blank or the blank itself was improperly cut, leading to a coin with a truncated or incomplete design. These errors are exceedingly rare and add another layer of uniqueness to the coin. Combined with the double die and repunched mint mark, they make certain specimens virtually irreplaceable, and the rarity factor, combined with collector demand, drives the astronomical auction prices. Another fascinating aspect is the coin's condition, or grade, which plays a significant role in its valuation. While many coins from 1979 are common and of low grade due to circulation wear, the 1979 D pennies that have survived in mint state, with no scratches, dings, or discoloration, are almost magical, and the higher the grade, the closer the coin comes to its theoretical maximum value. Top-grade specimens in pristine condition, certified by professional grading services, can fetch sums that approach the eye-watering $196 million valuation. It's worth noting that only a handful of these perfect coins exist, which means scarcity alone adds an enormous premium to their market price. Collectors and investors understand that these coins are more than just legal tender. They are historical artifacts, symbols of manufacturing anomalies, and tangible assets that have demonstrated massive appreciation over time, in addition to the physical errors, speculation, and stories surrounding the coin contribute to its legendary status. The rarity and documented examples of misprints fuel intense bidding wars at auctions, where competitive collectors drive the price higher, often exceeding expectations by millions. This 1979 D penny has appeared in several high-profile sales, where numismatic experts have marveled at its perfect preservation and the clarity of its doubling on the obverse, the repunched mint mark, die cracks, and off-center strikes, all combine to form a coin that is not just rare but historically significant. Each error on this penny is a snapshot of the minting process in 1979, a time when automated production lines were supposed to guarantee uniformity, yet human oversight and mechanical imperfections created these anomalies, which today are worth more than many entire estates. Another consideration that adds to the coin's extraordinary value is its historical context. 1979 was a period of change in the United States mint, with new technologies being introduced to speed production and reduce error. Ironically, these changes led to some of the most significant minting mistakes in history. The 1979 D penny is a prime example of how errors can create immense value when combined with historical significance. Collectors prize coins that are not only rare but also have a compelling story, and the 1979 D delivers on all fronts, from the striking double die and repunched mint mark to the die cracks and possible off-center strikes. Each coin is a miniature piece of history, preserving a moment when human error and mechanical processes intersected to create something unique. Furthermore, the 1979 D penny is often compared with other famous rare pennies, such as the 1943 copper penny, the 1955 double die, and the 1972 double die. Yet what sets the 1979 D apart is the combination of multiple error types on a coin that was initially mass-produced. Most coins from the late 1970s are considered common and of little monetary interest, yet this particular penny defies expectations, demonstrating how scarcity, condition, and error type converge to produce a numismatic masterpiece worth tens of millions. The investment potential of such a coin cannot be overstated. In addition to historical and aesthetic value, owning a 1979 D penny provides financial security in the world of rare coins, where certain specimens have historically appreciated at astonishing rates. The $196 million valuation is not merely a hype number but reflects a combination of rarity, condition, historical importance, and collector demand. The coin has become a benchmark for grading, auction records, and insurance valuations, influencing how numismatists view rare U.S. coins. Many collectors dream of acquiring such a piece, and it has inspired a generation of enthusiasts to study minting errors, die varieties, and rare coin grading standards. The 1979 D penny has become more than currency. It is a teaching tool, a fascination, and a symbol of how ordinary objects can gain extraordinary value under the right circumstances. In conclusion, the 1979 D1 cent is a coin that exemplifies the perfect storm of errors, rarity, and historical context. From the dramatic double die obverse to the repunched Denver mint mark, subtle die cracks, and possible off-center strikes, every imperfection adds to its mystique and worth. The scarcity of high-grade examples elevates it to near-mythical status, commanding prices that reach $196 million, making it not just a penny, but a treasure of American numismatics, a lesson in how minute mistakes can create monumental value, a source of inspiration for collectors, and a testament to the fascinating world of rare coins. So if you are passionate about coins, errors, and history, the 1979 D penny is a piece that represents the ultimate combination of rarity, intrigue, and financial potential, a coin that will forever be remembered as one of the most valuable and extraordinary pennies in the world.